Welcome back. In this video tutorial, I'll be introducing to you how to supply SPSS questionnaire manually, how to enter data manually into SPSS. And so that is basically what we are going to be doing in this video tutorial. And to start, I will try to load the SPSS from my taskbar. I have it on my taskbar. So I have loaded it, and it's going to take some couple of seconds for it to come up. So let's exercise a little bit of patience. So it's coming up. Yeah, some few seconds, it should be up. Sorry, I have a low system memory, so that's why it took a little time to load, but it's up now. So by that, I want to enter data manually. So I have to come here to click type in data. So this is where we type in data manually into SPSS. Of course, this dialog box is not that very necessary, because we can cancel it and start up whatever we want to do, but we just need to follow the due process. So that's why we're clicking. That's why we selected type in data, and we have to click the OK. And of course, we can see from this dialog box, we can see that it shows us that if you don't want this pop-up anymore, you can just select this. So from when we select this, or if we select this, the other time when we are loading SPSS, this dialog box won't come up again. So but now we need to just click OK. So we are done. So now this is the interface we're talking about, and this is basically the variable view, and this is the data view. So I talked about this in my previous video tutorial, and this variable view is a view where we define our variable. It's a view where we supply the variable characteristics. Whatever we want to do, we supply SPSS the characteristics of the variable, the nature, the types, the width, the values, the missing ends, whatever we want to use as the characteristics of any variable we want to do. Let's take for instance, we want to define a variable called gender. Gender is a variable. So now from here we can define whatever gender is. So now I have a data set here. I have a questionnaire with me here, and it's a master's program questionnaire. It was used to assess to collect information on the study of mobile phone banking service in Nigeria. It was actually done in 2014, and I was able to help the person in doing the analysis. So now we need to enter the questionnaire manually. So now from that, and also I need to tell you that each numbers we can see here represents respondent. It's represent from case to case, from one person to another person we are interviewing. So here we are but in this variable view, this represents the variable one, the number of variable. This is the first variable gender. This is the second variable, age range. This is the third variable, occupation, and stuff like that. So this is basically what the number we can see. That is what it actually represents. And in the data view, this data view represents case to case, from one person to the another. This is the respondents 1, respondent 2, respondent 3, respondent 4, respondent 5, respondent 6, and so forth like that. So now we need to define our variable view. And also, before going into that, I need to tell you a little bit about the windows I talked about in my previous tutorial. I said SPSS had or have 3 windows. It has the data window, the data window, output window, the syntax window, and the script window. And I said in my previous tutorial that I won't be talking about the scripts, that I will be focusing on the data window, the output window, and the syntax window. And I will need to show you a little bit of it. So I'll come too far to show you what data window is all about. the output window and the syntax window. Of course, this is actually this is the data window. What we are seeing here is the data window. This is what we want. This is what we want to work on. So this is the data window, irrespective of the variable window in the variable view or the data view. This is the data window. The data view and the variable view are enclosed under the data window, and we'll need to talk a little bit more about that. So when we get there, but now I need to show you the types of window we have in SPSS. So I click on new. So from here I come here. So if I want to make a new data window, this is what I will click. If I want to make a new syntax windows, which I said in my previous tutorial, that in my previous broadcast, that syntax is just like a command window where we command our SPSS to do some basic kind of statistics for us. So this is the syntax window that will actually handle such exercise, such function. So the output window will present to us. The output window essentially will present to us the workings, what we want SPSS to do for it. Will present it to us in SPSS format. So and this is the script. But I said we won't be talking about the script. So let's take, for instance, I want to make a new SPSS window. As soon as I click this window, a new SPSS window has opened. So this is it. This is the untitled. So from here we can see that we have untitled 2. So the first one I have here. The first one I have. Sorry, let me go again. Let me get back it again. Alright. So we can see from here, this is untitled 3. This is untitled 2. This is the first one I created. So let's take, for instance, I close this now and I come back here. Of course I can open it from here as well. So I come back here and I click data. So we can see we have untitled 4. That means we have not named this interface, I mean this window. So we have not named it, we have not saved it. So that's actually what it's talking about. So now if you want to, so we have the syntax window. Let me open the syntax window for us so we can see how the syntax window looks like. So this is the syntax window, and so this is the syntax window. We can see syntax window here. We can write whatever code we want to write here, and also I will be showing you a little bit of it in I'll be showing you a little bit of it as time goes on, as we commence on the program. So okay, I'll show the output window. This is the output window. This is the output window. Let me show you the output window. This is basically the output window. This is where everything we are going to be running, we are going to be doing. This is where the result will show. This is where the result will be displayed. So of course I told you I will be entering the data sets manually. So feel free, just relax. Let me just try to do that. So what I'll first do is that I'll first of all create the variable characteristics. I'll first of all define my variable. So I'll come to variable here to define each variable I want to use. So now I want to define this data set I'm holding. It's with me here. So let's say I want to define gender. So from here, my name, I want to represent my name as A1. So the type I have is the numeric. Of course, there are other types of variable. There are other variable types here. We have the numeric, we have the comma, we have the dot, scientific notation, dates, dollar, currency, string, and restricted numeric. But basically, what we normally use here is the numeric, dollar sign sometimes, and string as well. So of course we normally use data types, but the most used variable type are the numeric and the string, together with the dollar sometimes. So So but here my gender is actually numeric because I'll be dealing in numbers, so it's numeric. So with, I'll just put it as hey. So my decimal, I like 0. I do not like to have it in decimal places. I do not like it, so I like it to be in 0. So here my gender should be, I want to name it, I want to name this A1 gender. So so I named it gender. Values, I want to pass in value into it to tell SPSS it is male, female. So I'll come here, then I'll type 1 to represent male, 2 to represent female. So by doing that, I'll type female and I'll come here and I'll click the add. So as soon as I click the add, the command or the numbers I passed in will come here, will show in this dialog box and in this blank space here. So then I'll click OK. I'm done with the definition. So the missing is this missing is actually users defined missing. Of course, we have two types of missing. We have the system missing and the users defined missing. So this is actually the users defined missing. The system missing is actually a missing value. It's actually a missing value which SPSS automatically can use for observation of cases where values are not passed in. Let's take for instance, I'm trying to define this gender now. It's actually male and female. And let's take for instance, we are working on the data set and a particular respondent didn't supply his gender or didn't give him his gender, so he didn't provide it. So and we don't want to guess, we don't want to assume the person is a male or the person is female, so we can just leave it. SPSS we can just leave the place blank, so SPSS will recognize that as a missing value automatically. But here we are defining missing value for ourselves here. So we are telling SPSS that as soon as whenever we press any digit number, SPSS should recognize it as missing value. So here, so I'll come here, I'll click the script. So I can just pass in just a number. I want to use 9 to represent missing value for gender. So then I'll click OK. So alignment. So all these are not very necessary to me, and I'll just come here and I'll click nominal. So this actually is a nominal variable, and what nominal variable essentially mean is that we cannot differentiate between male and female. Both of them are what we just represent male as female, as male as 1, and represent male and female as 2. There is no significant kind of differentiation between the two, so we can differentiate between the two. Of course, we are just representing them by number. They don't have any kind of meaning in that sense. The 1 and 2 doesn't have any kind of meaning, and this will basically is not in our previous SPSS versions, and they just included it anyway. And to me, it's not that very important, to be frank. So let's just move to the second variable. So now I want to define the second variable, which is age. So I want to define it. I used age to represent the variable name, and I come here. So here I put in 0 because I like 0. So here I want to put in the label. So I want to use age range. So age range. So here I want to pass in the values I want for the age range. So here I want to use 1 to represent below 20. I come here, I click the add. So I come here again, I press 2 to represent 21 to 30. I come here, I click add. So it comes to this white space rather. So the third one, I come and press 31 to 40. I click add. So I come here 41 to 50. So I click add. So 5 to represent above 50. Of course, we may be interested in using tab to just pick the high. So for me, I like using tab. I'll just press tab just once. So as soon as I press the tab once, then I click enter. So this is it, and I'll click OK. So then I'm done with the values for the hedge rate. I've passed in the value to represent the hedge rate. So yeah, of course, we in this measure we can use ordinal to represent the age range. Yeah, though it depends on the kind of analysis you want to perform, but here I would use ordinal to represent it because there's difference between below 20 and 21 to 30 or 41 to 40, 31 to 40, in the sense that they are, if you want, we can use them in terms of experience. Below 20 will be in terms of experience will be kind of we will have a little experience in mobile phone banking compared to what a 21 to 30 would have. So yeah, I just want to use the ordinal measurement to represent my age range. So here, then I can go on, I can press the tab. So I use the tab to move from this place to the next variable. So now I want to define occupation. So I use A3. So I put in 0. So occupation. So here I want to use 1 to represent students. So I use tab. I press tab once. So then the tab move to add button. So then I press enter. So the second one I want to use to represent office worker. So I use tab 3. I want to use 3 to represent business worker. So 4 to represent others. So then I'm done. And okay. So then I'm done. So then I'll come here. Then I can use ordinal variable to represent it as well. So this is basically I just want this is basically what it's all about anyway. But what I did here is just that I show you how to do it. I will switch to the real data set here on my system. I have the full data set on my system. I just want to show you how to define variables. So that's why I used it. So also I've used nominal, ordinal, but I've not used the scale. So now we want to use it as well, so you can know how and when to use the scale measurement, the scale type of measurement, because it is very, very important to be able to identify or differentiate between those three types of measurement. So I use tab as well to move to the next variable. So variable number 4, I want to define it as what should I use now? Alright, I want to use salary. So here I want to use salary. So A4, so numeric 0. So salary. So here I won't pass in any values because salary is in quantity. It's in $2,000, $5,000, $5,000, 20,000. So it won't be ideal to categorize them. So sorry. So I'll come here, then I'll click the scale. This shows that I want to pass in some values to the salary. So I want to pass it in myself, not that I've coded them. So that's basically how we're going to use the scale variable. Of course, the scale is not in the real data set. I just included so you can have a brief understanding of how to pass in it to use the scale measurement. So I'll come to the data view to at least put in some values into it. So I come here. So here, let's assume this is Douglas, or this is Douglas. So this respondent 1 is Douglas. This respondent 2 is Anna. This respondent 3 is Mary. This respondent 4 is Lauren. This respondent 5 is Bukola. This respondent 6 is Anu. This respondent 6 is my brother. So respondent 7 is my brother, and so on and so forth. So I want to pass in for Douglas now. So Douglas is male. So I'll press 1. So the 1 represents that Douglas is male. So the A2, I want to pass in value for the A2. I used tab to switch from this A1 to the A2. So I want to pass in the agent with which Douglas belongs to. So Douglas belongs to agent below 20. So I'll press 1. So that one represents Douglas is male, is below 20. So A3, which is occupation, Douglas is as well a student. So I'll press 1. So Douglas is as well a student. So Douglas is a student and as well is working. So Douglas earns $300 per month. So I'll just put it in $300. So I'll press tab. So the tab will move to the next one because this is my last variable that I defined. So it will move to the next respondent, which I called Mary or Hannah, whichever the case. So now Mary or Hannah is female. So I'll press 2. Since I coded 2 to the female, so from here we can see. So this is Mary, it's a female. I'll use 2 to represent it. So that's why I'm passing 2 to represent female here. So I'm actually using 2 to represent female instead of writing female. So I use 2 to represent female. So I move here. So Mary is between age 31 to 40. So when I coded age 31 to 40 to be 3, this is it from here. I used it here. So age 31 to 40. So I used it to code it. So I'm gonna come here and press 3 here. So I pressed 3. It shows to me that Mary is between 31 to 40. So Mary is not a student. Mary is an office worker. So I coded 2 to be office worker here. So this is it. 2 represents office worker. So then I'll come here. I'll type 2. So that 2 represents Mary is between 31 to 40 and is an office worker. So of course Mary earns between Mary earns $700 per month. So I'm to the next variable, which is Anna. So Anna is actually female. I press 2. So then I move to the next category, which is the age range. To the next variable, which is the age range. Of course I pressed 4. So Hannah is between 41 to 50 and is as well a business worker. So he earns $1,000 per month. So I move to the next variable, to the next observation, to the next case, to the next respondent, which is Lauren. So Lauren is a female. So I press 2 to represent female. So I come here, I press 5. Lauren is above 50. So then Lauren is Lauren could be an office worker, could be any other type of business, any other type of occupation, could be practicing any other type of occupation. So here I will use 4 because I coded 4 to mean others. So Lauren earns $1,200 per month. So here now I move to the next one. So that is how we are going to be, doing the observation from one place from one respondent to the another, from one respondent to the another. So that is basically how to do coding in SPSS, and that's how to deal or work with variable view and data view. So a quick recap. Variable view is a window or a view with which we define our variable characteristics. Each variable to the other, we define them according to their characteristics. Is this variable gender is a gender. It has a value of male and female. It is a nominal variable. So that's basically how to do it. And the data view is the view where we pass in, we supply the real information. Here is variable characteristic. characteristics. Here is the real information. I mean data. So that's what it's all about. So thank you for your patience. I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.